just found our murder weapon.
So we typed it. Well, it could have come from anybody.
Came here straight from 1KP. Surprised you can still sit.
Boss Edmonds gave his confession, wants to make a deal.
Public won't go for it. Don't want that cop's head on a stake.
That's why the brass wants it kept quick and quiet.
But what about his accomplices? Torres and Edmonds weren't alone in that bathroom. He had help.
That's not the way he tells it, Detective. He understands, he cooperates, he gets leniency.
He doesn't deserve it.
We make deals with perps all the time.
Cops should be held to a higher standard.
Chief called a play. The DA's been notified. It's done.
Murder to counselor. We've got your client cold for depraved indifference. That's 25 to life. And cops don't do too well in prison.
Depraved indifference for a dead gangbanger. It's laughable.
The victim isn't laughing. In fact, he's dead.
His miserable life would be fodder for the jury. But no one wants that, right? So let's be reasonable.
I don't like it.
Do I look like I'm having fun? Your boss and my boss just want to make this go away. Because they wanted business as usual. But there is no way that Edmonds acted alone.
No proof he didn't.
Our victim was a gangster and a homophobe. What Edmonds did to him is tantamount to his worst nightmare. He would have kicked like a mule to make it stop.
I think Torres was held down.
He had to be. And whoever helped Edmonds do it is going to walk. Not if you find me evidence. Then the deal is void. Let me know.
I got my orders. Officially, the case is closed.
Unofficially?
Work fast and stay under the radar.
Good timing. I just finished.
Please tell me you have evidence supporting more than one perp.
There had to be at least two. Victim's got deep tissue bruising on both his hands and knees, consistent with the mosaic tile in the precinct bathroom.
So he was on all fours. Figures he had to be so Edmonds could have access.
He's also got a long cylindrical bruise across the back of his shoulders, indicating he was held down by force.
Nightstick to the neck?
That would get the job done.
But Edmonds still could have worked alone. Torres was cuffed.
Okay, he wasn't shackled, so why didn't he fight back?
The bruise is deep, so someone else had to apply pressure by using all their weight.
We dump his phones, we'll find out who he's covering for. Look at this, here's another one. That makes 55 calls between Edmonds and Cooper in the last 3 days.
He's trying to get this story straight.
Phone calls don't put Cooper in that bathroom with Edmonds.
Forensics is not going to help us either. Any trace evidence found on Torres can be explained by physical contact during the arrest.
Edmonds were together. Other cops hadn't seen.
And if 1PP finds out we're still digging, he'll shut us down. So stay out of the 2-9. Focus on Edmonds. Digging his life. You'll find a connecting thread to Cooper.
Lots of calls went to a residence registered to Stephanie Grayson.
Girlfriend?
Much as she's paying his cell phone bill, she better be.
Well, let's find out how close they are. There's no marital privilege, so the pillow talk is admissible.
I know Luke's been arrested, but no one will tell me what for. How long have you known Officer Edmonds? I met him at the hospital when his brother OD'd. I'm a nurse. He took it really hard. Parents were dead. He practically raised the kid himself.
How often did you see him?
Whenever he wasn't working or on his breaks.
Did you meet any of his buddies?
You? Why? Well, he might be taking the heat for some of them. Is that possible? You know, maybe we should take this down to the precinct and get a more formal statement from you. This is about that drug dealer, isn't it? Edmonds came up against quite a few. Until I gave him a different perspective.
What was your take on it?
He's a bad guy. A drug dealer, for God's sake. Luke was saving someone else's kid brother.
Okay, got it. Thanks. Turns out the girlfriend wasn't making it up. A drug dealer named Javier Vasquez expired 2 months ago. Only he wasn't shot, his throat was slashed.
Hardly plays like self-defense. Where was a body found?
Dead in the center of the 2-9 territory. Homicide detective mentioned a cylindrical bruise across his throat, but not across his back.
Sounds like a chokehold to me.
Yeah, but 2 dead drug dealers still doesn't put anyone else in that bathroom with Edmonds.
Well, but pattern will. Look, let's see if we can connect any other dealers to Edmonds and Cooper. The jury will buy they work together.
I'll check with Warner and have her pull any matching morgue files.
Okay, you know what? I'll meet you back at the squad.
What can I do for you today, Detective?
I'd like to have another look at that duty roster.
What for? Investigation's closed. Edmonds is in custody.
Actually, I'm working on another case.
What's that?
I'm not at liberty to discuss it. I'd just like to see the logbook from 2 months ago.
Get authorization, come back. I'll be here all day.
Get it straight, Sergeant. I don't work for you. I got a lead on an open homicide, and I'd like to check my facts before I pass it along.
What are you looking for?
When a drug dealer named Vasquez was killed 2 months ago, which sector corresponded?
On a revenge. We get to the scene and Vasquez is carved up like a turkey.
So this is just your ex-partner playing like a hero to get laid?
I met the woman. She's a badge party. Stories like this get it juiced up, you know what I'm saying?
I find out that you're a murdering bastard, I'm gonna nail your ass. You know what I'm saying?
You went to the 2-9.
I can see the rumor mill's working overtime. Who says cops don't communicate?
What the hell you trying?
I know your guy Cooper's a different story. Reasonable mortgage, well within his paycheck limit, wife's a homemaker, kids in public school, nothing to red flag.
But you're not buying.
All of his assets are in his wife's name. Car, condo in Boca, some other scattered real estate. Other stuff has IIP. Check his tax return. Trick is, claimed Atlantic City winnings, he pays the taxes on it, no one's the wiser.
Can we prove that the money's enough from gambling?
We can check with the casino. Anything over $2,500 is reportable to the IRS.
How long will that take?
Well, more time than we got. Edmund's allocution is scheduled for day after tomorrow.
Cooper's on the tape. Edmonds isn't. So why's he holding out?
Maybe Edmonds didn't know what his ex-partner's been up to.
It's a statistical improbability that Mrs. Cooper won so much so often. You know where the money's actually coming from?
My guess? Payment for some dead bodies.
What could not wait until tomorrow morning?
I need a wiretap.
On who?
Luke Edmonds' former partner, Les Cooper.
Is he involved in this?
We think that he got paid to kill Carlos Torres and another drug dealer. He's got way too much cash for a cop.
What about Edmonds?
Drug dealers killed his brother. See, Edmonds is doing it for revenge. Cooper's doing it for business. Problem is, we don't know who Cooper's working for. That's why I need a wiretap.
If I'm going to wake up a judge, I need something more compelling than a theory.
Cooper's finances aren't enough?
Not without solid evidence of where that money came from. Why are you still working on this?
You were the one who told me to come to you if I had anything new.
Well, that was before IAP got involved.
Doesn't matter how you get your evidence as long as you get it legally.
You were on a crusade to get Cooper.
You're damn right I am. He's a murderer. How many bodies do you think he racked up to pay for that new Mercedes?
That's a good question.
Turns out you got 5 open homicides with corresponding signatures to your victim. 1 knife wound, 1 beaten and kicked to death, 3 were gunshots to the chest. Common denominators, the deep bruising at the throat.
And they shared the same profession, slinging drugs.
Were the bodies found at the 2-9 precinct?
Where else?
Edmonds did it for revenge. But Cooper was getting paid.
You get any inquiries from anybody other than us?
Call notifying me that homicide detectives from Manhattan North would be in to collect the files.
I guess the rumors of your visit to the precinct made it to the bosses.
Well, let's see what they have to say about a cop killing off drug dealers for profit. You gotta vacate Edmonds' deal, Alex. He's guilty of multiple homicide, but his ex-partner has been committing felony murder for pay. Where's your evidence? Cooper and Edmonds went to Club Rendezvous with Carlos Torres.
Let's see if Edmonds is up for renegotiation.
Your present deal is off the table.
You're digging a political grave, counselor.
I'm willing to make you an offer, but if I leave here before you give me an answer, you're not going to see me again.
What's this about?
You recognize them?
Killing off drug dealers wasn't gonna fill that hole in you, and it sure as hell wasn't gonna get your kid brother back.
I didn't expect it to. I just thought if I had found the one who strung Bobby out, it'd be enough. Gave a 13-year-old boy his first hit of coke. He thought it was funny supplying a cop's brother day after day.
Okay, so you killed him, you got what you wanted. Why not stop there?
They used blood money to hire the best lawyers to shaft us with our own rules. A drug dealer named Willie Angels, doing 25 in Sing Sing. Cooper shot him, but the bastard wouldn't die, so we had to plant the drop gun. We testified Angel opened fire on us. Jury didn't even blink.
Willie Angel corroborates Edmund's statement. Call me right away.
What's the urgency?
How about an innocent man in prison on trumped-up charges?
There's nothing innocent about a drug dealer. He's probably got dozens of bodies to his credit. Leave him where he is.
I can't do that. If his statement pans out, I have to file for an immediate writ for his release.
I don't know one convict who wouldn't say the cops framed him.
Edmonds just admitted it. You're supposed to uphold the law.
Your heart's bleeding all over my shoe.
You condone his behavior?
I understand it. He gets all watching hunks walk away from prison vids on technicalities. Dealers know how to play the loophole.
Yeah, but you wouldn't do what they did. You can take the law into your own hands.
It's not like I haven't thought about it, counselor. Same as every other cop on the job.
There's a difference between thinking about it and doing it.
What are you cops wrong with me?
We want to hear your version of how you ended up here.
Police did this to me. Cops like you with that same look in their eye. Nobody believed me before, so what's changed?
We need to hear the details.
Maybe I need a lawyer here. I don't do well with you people one-on-one.
Look, Willie, we're not looking to jam you out.
Speak for yourself.
Something to you?
You ain't nothing but a drug dealer, so to me, everything you say.
So you're paying him back by killing people for him? Cooper did it. For a couple of nice cars and a condo. Testify against him.
No way.
He betrayed you.
You wouldn't testify against your partner.
Don't throw that blue wall crap at me. Lester Cooper!
You know, I'm starting to think you're stalking me.
You're under arrest for first-degree murder. Turn around.
Hey, man, what the hell is going on here?
Step back, rookie.
You got nothing on me.
Just 6 counts of murder.
Hey, I didn't do anything wrong.
I believe you. Get a lawyer anyway.
What are you offering?
Life, no parole, in exchange for the man you were working for.
I can't do it. I name names. I might as well kill myself, save them the trouble.
Ex-cops don't get house with general public.
That's very comforting. Thank you.
Your cooperation is the only thing that stands between you and the needle.
So take my chance with a jury.
We've got corrupt. It's a real smart move, Hector. Get rid of the competition, avoid a war by getting a cop to do your dirty work.
This business is cutthroat. You gotta know that going in.
This is one execution I think I'll attend.
Dude, you all yeased it up like some kind of hero. Death row is just geography for me, man.
You're gonna be crying like a baby when you take that last walk.
Have to wait 10 or 15 years. A lot can happen between now and then. Witnesses get amnesia. People up and die. You never know.
Benson.
Suicide.
You leave a note?
Guards didn't find one. Hasn't been dead long. An hour, maybe 2.
He just couldn't take it.
His sentence?
Facing what he did.
justice system, sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. These are their stories.
Freezing. Wanna warm up? Paddle harder. Must have been crazy to let you talk me into this. Gotta train early to be in shape for the Class 5 Rapids this summer. It's the middle of winter. Hadn't stopped anyone from using the Hudson as a garbage can. Must have fallen off a boat. Maybe they left us a couple of brews. Oh my God. Got a call for child abuse? Hope you haven't had lunch yet. There's a special place in hell for whoever did this. How old? Haven't seen it, but I heard newborn.
Anyone touch anything?
Guy who found it closed the lid. I know it's evidence, but thank God for small favors. Buy this cooler anywhere in town.
Look at this. Herb must have put something heavy in the bag to weigh it down.
Bag breaks, cooler floats up.
Gotta push a logo. Probably be able to find the store from this.
Please tell me this isn't what I think.
Sorry.
Give me a minute. Cooler could have been dropped off the dock or from a water taxi.
Don't want you to think there are other options.
Not for a girl who throws her newborn in the river.
She's not a newborn.
How do you know?
Umbilical stump's gone. She's at least a month old. One-month-old white female, 8 pounds, 2 ounces, dead about a day. She appears well cared for. Body scan shows no signs of abuse or neglect.
What was the cause of death?
A lethal dose of tricyclic antidepressants.
Mother could have been taking those for postpartum depression.
Except that tricyclics aren't prescribed to nursing mothers. There was breast milk in the baby's stomach.
She breastfed and vomited as a child. That doesn't sound like a woman who did this.
You got anything that can lead us to the perp?
The cooler can help. No damage, so it wasn't dropped from a great height like a bridge. Take a look at this.
What is that, algae?
Or some other plant matter. I also found this on the corpse. Sodium hypochlorite, an industrial strength cleanser.
So where do we find that with algae?
No place I know of.
When we find the source, maybe we find the dump site.
IDing this was a no-brainer. It's Enteromorpha, a common type of algae. Very nutritious. You can get it at sushi restaurants.
Stick with burgers and fries, thanks.
Seaweed's healthier. Yeah, take a look at this. It's a map of the lower Hudson. This is where Enteromorpha likes to grow. So the cooler had to float through one of these places to pick it up.
And the sodium hypochlorite, any idea how we got in the water?
It's used by sewage treatment plants to disinfect waste before it's put into the river.
There's a treatment plant on the Hudson right under the Riverbank State Park.
Yeah, West 137. Now, the cooler was found all the way down here in Battery Park. Could it have traveled that far? Without a doubt. These are the current patterns the day the cooler was found. I'll bet the cooler was dropped into the water somewhere along this stretch of the river, floated along this current to Battery Park.
We're talking a mile or two stretch with direct access to the river. People come from all over to picnic there.
Well, the bag on the cooler narrows it down. It came from the Bountiful Earth Health Food Store about 10 blocks away. Stop there, maybe lives nearby.
People who murder their children usually report a missing, deflect suspicion off themselves. Any chance it's a kidnap? The infant was wrapped in a blanket with the weights on the outside of the cooler to keep them from crushing the baby. This perp is definitely someone with an emotional connection. Newborn murders are usually the mother. A 1-month-old could just as easily be the father. If he had some reason to conceal the pregnancy, say because of incest, I doubt he would have taken so long to commit the crime. I'm leaning towards the mother. Where would she have kept the baby hidden from her?
Sitting away from home fits the profile. Hudson University. It's just down the road from the health food store.
Well, we know roughly when the baby was conceived. College is the best lead we got.
I'm very sorry, but our students have a right to their privacy.
Who administers the pregnancy test?
Doesn't matter because you're not going to talk to them.
Really want us trolling your hallways, asking everyone until we find who we're looking for?
Our patients are usually referred to the SHARE desk.
Share?
Sexual health and reproductive education, staffed by student volunteers. They collect urine samples and then they send them to the lab for a pregnancy test.
So they would have all the names.
No, they'll have the numbers. It's anonymous.
Okay, who has the names?
I do. So come back with the court order. Don't come back at all.
We don't even have any proof the victim's mother went to health services.
We understand that, Alex, but this is our best shot.
Well, I need more evidence before I can get a subpoena.
Sounds like you're stonewalling us.
What is this really about?
Olivia, would you want somebody digging through your medical records?
I had a pregnancy scare in college. That was bad enough. I can't imagine the police knocking at my door. But this is our best lead.
Services at Hudson has students giving the pregnancy tests.
So?
Judge in Iowa ruled confidentiality does not apply when the tests aren't performed by doctors or nurses.
And Planned Parenthood fought the case so hard on the courts that the county finally had to drop it.
Still worth giving a try.
All right, I'll run it by my boss, but I can tell you right now what she's going to say.
Someone killed a child. It's our duty to speak for the victim.
So now we're the pregnancy police? We're violating a woman's rights for what amounts to a Hail Mary.
This isn't about abortion rights, Alex. We are talking about a 1-month-old infant.
Okay, so what if that doesn't work? What are we supposed to do? Question every single woman who bought an EPT kit at the drugstore?
I'm afraid you're missing the point. We all worked very hard to pass the baby safe haven law. That mother could have dropped her child off at any fire station, any hospital, without fear of prosecution. Instead, she chose to murder.
So you're going to make an example of her by taking away women's privacy?
I'm not painting her with a scarlet letter. I'm just trying to find this child's killer.
Well, a judge might not see it. Most still place a pretty high value on privacy rights.
We'll keep ourselves narrow. Limited to test results from a 2-month period. Stipulate we'll rule out women who already have documented births on file. Alex, I want that list of names.
I don't like it. The only reason we got this list is because Judge Hill is slightly to the right of Attila the Hun. Just give it a rest. How many you got? 24 pregnant college girls. And excuse me if I'm alarmed by the total disregard for human rights. You got a problem? Why don't you get your bony ass out of here?
Okay. Out of 24 women with positive pregnancy tests, 16 were issued birth certificates. At least 8 suspects with no reported baby.
Let's go invade their privacy.
Can I help you? Detectives Tutuola and Munch. Is Angela Savas here? Angie's my wife. What's this about?
We really should be talking to both of you.
She's not feeling well, so you'll have to speak with me.
Is your wife a student at Hudson University?
A grad student, yeah. I understand she found out she was pregnant 9 months ago. Unless that's a crime, I don't see how it's any of your business.
You remember that abandoned baby they found in the river? We have reason to believe that the mother attended Hudson.
So now you're interrogating every woman on campus? Just those with positive pregnancy tests and no child. You're right, we don't have a child. My wife had a miscarriage.
Sorry.
She went to Presbyterian Hospital. You want to see the discharge papers? Get the hell out of here.
Cheer up. Only 3 more to go.
Hi. Find what you're looking for? Actually, we were looking for you. Ellen Swanson? Yes. I'm Detective Benson. This is my partner, Detective Stabler. I'd like to talk to you for a moment. Sure. How did you find me?
The registrar said this is where you do your work study.
Probably best if we went somewhere more private. This is a mistake. I've never been pregnant.
Health Services says you tested positive 8 months ago.
They're wrong. I was in Paris for a study abroad 8 months ago. I just got back. Could somebody in your dorm have borrowed your ID and then returned it without your knowing? I live in an apartment alone. I really have to get back to work. Right, well, just one more thing.
We'd like a DNA swab to rule you out.
No way! You know, you can't just go prying into my private life and then expect me to cooperate.
INS confirms Ellen was in Paris 8 months ago.
Another necessary invasion of privacy.
Well, not exactly. She flew back here for 2 weeks shortly after she got there.
Let me guess, she had a pregnancy test as soon as she got home.
Day after.
Probably realized she was pregnant and came home to deal with it. Boyfriend says all the right things. She goes back to Paris thinking they're one big happy family.
She returns, he's changed his mind. Too late to get an abortion, afraid to tell her parents.
So she has the kid at home. She spends a month trying to figure out how to get rid of it. Does that play?
Enough to get a warrant.
You're wrong about this. I told you I've never been pregnant.
Just like you told us that Health Services never gave you a pregnancy test because you were in Paris.
Why won't you believe me?
Because your story doesn't match the facts.
Oh, look what we have here. She shops at the Bountiful Earth. Very health conscious.
Everyone on campus shops there.
Dumbbells usually come in pairs. Where's the other 20 pound?
I lost it. Moving in.
Elliot. From conception to delivery. First time mother's guide.
This receipt shows that you bought that book the day after that pregnancy test you never took.
I haven't done anything wrong.
Then take a DNA test and clear this whole thing up.
No.
Fine. Enough evidence for court order. Positive pregnancy test, a how-to book for expectant mothers, a bag that matches the bag used way down the cooler.
Oh my goodness.
What happened, Ellen?
I don't know.
Just tell us. Tell us you feel better, just...
It wasn't me.
Who was it then?
It's my sister Patty. She's only 15.
So you gave her your college ID to get tested so no one would find out.
She panicked. She needed me. That's why I came back from Paris.
Why didn't she go to your parents?
You don't know my dad.
So what'd she tell you?
She was going to have the baby.
Did she say who the father was?
Her ex-boyfriend, Paul Howley. He's older, works for some maintenance company.
So you went back to Paris. And what happened when you came home?
There was no baby. Patty said that the test was wrong, that she never wanted to talk about it again. Then when I heard about the baby in the cooler, you have to understand, she was so scared, and she's just a kid.
Patty could have kept her baby at her boyfriend's apartment.